To start out with, I'm not going to be doing a boring slideshow presentation for you guys tonight. I'm actually going to be pulling up some live websites for you and showing you guys some actual tactics in person. Instead of just simply telling you what to do, I'm actually going to show you how to do it tonight. Now, to start out with, one of the things that I need to talk to you guys about before I actually dive into all of this is basically there's one common mistake that a lot of Amazon affiliates make, and I really want to make sure that all of you guys are aware of this, and I just want to talk to you for a few minutes about some things that you can do to avoid this mistake. Now, there are really two different kinds of marketers out there that are trying to sell products to you guys. You have more of the helpful type of marketer that produces some type of high quality product that they know is going to be able to help you out. And they sell these products in a way that it's a very low hype, low pressure situation. They're not trying to trick you into purchasing these products. And then the end result is that these guys are actually selling less products than the other type of marketers. And the other type of marketer is more of a die-hard marketer. They're more focused on the marketing end of it and producing products that will actually sell better. Now, to create a product that actually sells better, you want to make that product to be as appealing as possible to the visitor. A lot of times this is offering some type of reward for essentially doing nothing more than installing the software and clicking a couple of buttons. Now, obviously, the idea of a product like this, it sounds great and it looks great on a sales page, but the reality is that in a real life practice, these more hyped up type of products are actually going to end up getting you into trouble, because every other person out there is going to end up with the same type of website with the same type of content on it, and you simply can't have 100 sites that are all the same, all ranked #1 for Google. So these more die-hard marketers, their products are more designed to simply get you to buy them, and then they could just collect dust on your hard drive. I receive a lot of emails from Amazon affiliates where they're purchasing all of these products left and right, all of these special offers and everything. And you may do this too on a regular basis. You see a new product and it looks great, and so you buy it thinking that you'll have a use for it down the road, and then maybe you don't even end up getting around to using that product. So the main point that I'm trying to make here is that you need to be selective in what you're actually purchasing and deciding whether it is actually what you need to move forward in your business. Typically, you don't want to be adding new parts to your business until the ones you're working on are profitable and succeeding for you. So I highly encourage you guys to try to keep a focus on what it is that you're actually trying to accomplish right now, and avoid getting wrapped up in the possibilities of something else that sounds really great, and just instead try to focus on what you're doing and make it succeed, because ultimately that is how you get over the hump and start building profitable websites, and then you can try to move on to other things down the road once you have a solid foundation built for yourself and you feel like you can replicate a strategy over and over again to produce profits. Now, what I want to do to start with here is to show you guys a couple of things on the actual Amazon website. Now, when I am trying to pick out a new product that I want to promote, Perhaps I'm thinking about creating a new affiliate website to promote a specific product, or perhaps even a category of products. Typically, the first thing that I will do is head on over to Amazon and actually do some research for myself in person. Now, to start with, Amazon has some special deals that are available that affiliates can actually promote. Beyond the normal products that they have over here in their categories, up here at the top, they have this Today's Deals link. And when you click on this link, you'll end up on, this is the gold box section of Amazon's website. And they have all of these different time-sensitive deals that are available that you guys can promote as affiliates. And a lot of times they're hefty discounts, like 50% off the price of a product, sometimes even more than that. And they have these deals in all different types of product categories. So this is one particular type of product promotion that the average affiliate is not paying attention to, because these promotions are coming and going, usually within a week or 2 weeks. So it is something that you would have to try to keep up on a regular basis to be promoting them. However, it is something else that a lot of other affiliates are ignoring. Now, in addition to the gold box deals, they also have a section of coupons. They have coupons for almost any different kind of product that there is, and you can use these coupons as an affiliate to help to boost your sales also. Now, beyond these special areas of Amazon, I want to go into just a normal area of the Amazon site so I can show you guys what it is that I am thinking about when I am trying to research a new website or a new product that I am considering to promote. Now, what I will usually do is over here on the left, I will select a department to get started in, and then usually go into some type of subcategory in that department just to get some more specific results. Now, let's say I'm looking to build a website for some type of pet supplies, maybe some type of dog supplies. I've actually built a number of Amazon affiliate sites that target different pet supplies, and they do extremely well because people love their pets and they will always spend money on them, especially if it means improving their own life in some way or another. Now, when you actually get into a category of products, you'll notice that there are literally tons of different subcategories of products that are available. Some of these subcategories have hundreds of thousands of products in them. As you can see here, for dog apparel and accessories, there's over 250,000 products in just this one particular subcategory. A lot of times people will try to go for the #1 selling product in a particular category, and they'll ignore all of these other products that are out there. And that's really where the opportunities exist for new affiliates to create websites to refer sales into them, is to actually find these products that not everybody out there is already promoting. This gives you low competition, and it just makes your whole life a lot easier from the very beginning. Now, when I'm actually browsing through the products that are on Amazon, there are a couple of different things that I usually am looking for with these products to consider whether to promote them or not. Now, one of the obvious things is the review rating on a product. I'm sure everybody has heard other marketers saying, only target the 4-star or the 5-star products, and you're more likely to be able to get sales on those because people have said good things about those products. Now, this is true to a certain extent, but you also have to consider whether a ton of reviews on a product might mean that there is a lot of competition trying to refer sales on that product. because typically for this product right here that I'm hovering over, there's 265 reviews on this product. Now, not everybody that's purchasing this product is leaving a review. In fact, usually it's a very, very low percentage of people that will actually go on to leave a review for the product. So you have to consider that something that has a couple hundred reviews has likely sold on Amazon thousands of times before. And you have to consider whether these sales might be coming directly through Amazon or through other affiliate websites. Because if you think it might be through other affiliate websites, then that means that there's a lot of competition out there. Now, on, I guess, an opposite end of that spectrum, you have your low-rated products. Now, I'm not saying you should go out there and target a product that has a low rating. However, if you actually look for products that have no ratings whatsoever, do not completely ignore them. Take a minute to look a little bit closer into the product and try to figure out whether that product does not have reviews on it because it's brand new, for example, or because it's just not selling on Amazon. Because if you can pick out the products that don't have reviews yet, and perhaps they just released on Amazon, for example, these products will eventually have good reviews on them, but they simply don't because nobody has started to promote them and refer sales on them yet. Now, within one specific category, you also have a number of these other subcategories up at the top here, and some of these can be really useful, for example, to tell you the best-selling products in a particular category. Now, you don't immediately want to rush out and try to start promoting these best-selling products, but they are good to have a good idea of what might actually be selling in the real world. Because just because people build an affiliate website to promote a specific type of product doesn't mean that people are actually looking for that product. And even if they are looking for that product, it doesn't necessarily mean that people are completing purchases online for that product. They might just be researching a particular product online. Now, one of the ways that I like to try to figure out whether people are actually buying a product or not is to actually use eBay. Now, you might be wondering, why am I using eBay when I'm talking about Amazon here? The reason why I'm doing this is because while eBay is a separate marketplace, it's still driven by the common consumer. And eBay actually provides some more detailed information on what their popular sale items are. If you visit the website address popular.ebay.com, you can see this full listing right here of some of their top selling products. Over here on the left hand side, they tell you specific types of products that are selling really well on eBay at the given point in time. And then down here, they also give you all of these subcategories that have more specific types of products listed under them. And you can even drill down into these categories and get a huge listing of all of these other types of products that are selling good on eBay. So if you're considering building a website for something, jump on over to eBay real quick and just browse through this list and see if you can find something relational to the type of products that you're thinking about promoting to try to confirm whether it is a good idea to be building this website or not. Because there's nothing worse than taking the time to build one of these Amazon affiliate websites just to realize that nobody's buying the product, or maybe you can't get traffic for that particular product. So one of the key things that I'm doing when I'm building my sites is to try to give myself some type of confidence ahead of time to ensure myself that these websites are actually going to be winners for me. Now, if you've ever read any of my previous Amazon affiliate training ebooks, for example, you might have remembered me mentioning something called eBay Pulse. This is actually eBay Pulse now. They got rid of eBay Pulse and they have moved it to popular.ebay.com instead of pulse.ebay.com. So this is simply their new version of that. Usually after a couple of years pass by, some of these larger corporations will change some of these more popular areas of their website. But I have personally used the popular page on eBay and also the previous eBay Pulse to find myself some really great product niches that have gone on to be built into websites and producing hundreds of dollars a month in sales for every, each individual website. So by taking the time ahead of time to do a little bit of research and ensure that the niche you're targeting is going to be a good niche, then you can save yourself a lot of time and work in the long run. Now, another thing that I do once I have a general niche in mind is I will use a combination of both Google and Google's AdWords keyword tool. Now, if you have ever used the Google AdWords keyword tool, you may have recently noticed that they are actually getting rid of the Google keyword tool. Now, the Google keyword tool is not necessarily completely going away, but it has been redone into this new page of theirs called the Keyword Planner. Now, the Keyword Planner is intended to be used for people that are advertising on Google AdWords, but you can still use this Keyword Planner to do keyword research for your own websites. When you're searching a phrase in the Keyword Planner, the average search count that it provides for you, you may notice that there's only one number shown here now. If you're familiar with the actual Google keyword tool at all, you might remember that it shows you a global count of monthly searches and a local count of monthly searches. Well, in the new Keyword Planner, they're only giving you one count. And this count is actually the local searches count, but it's dependent upon the targeting that you have selected over here. I have United States selected and the English language, and it is adjusting these results over here accordingly. So instead of having to go into the keyword tool and ensure that you are looking at the exact match keyword phrase results, I've found that the Keyword Planner is actually more simplified than that, and the numbers that it's providing you are the numbers that you actually wanted to be retrieving out of the Google keyword tool. Now, there is one big difference in these numbers in the Keyword Planner compared with the Google keyword tool. These numbers are actually slightly more inflated, but there's a good reason for why that is taking place. In the Google keyword tool, those traffic estimates that they provide for you are only coming from desktop and laptop computers. None of that is coming from tablets or cell phones, any type of mobile device. Well, in the Keyword Planner, they have now started including all of that mobile traffic for you. So that is why if you compare a number in the Keyword Planner to the keyword tool, for example, the Keyword Planner will give you a higher search count, but it's honestly a more accurate count than what the keyword tool was providing for you. Now, one last thing that I need to show you here in this Keyword Planner is something that I've been using for many, many years because it was in existence in the Google keyword tool as well, and that is actually the search trends for your particular keyword phrases. When you have searched a phrase, perhaps you are browsing through these phrases trying to find a good niche that you could target. First of all, you want to completely ignore this competition column right here. This competition is only in reference to Google AdWords. It does not actually apply to the organic search results on Google itself. But then within each keyword, while you have this monthly count of average searches right here, if you hover over this little box right here, it will actually show you a graph. And this graph will then break these searches down into month-by-month counts for you over roughly the last 6 months, or roughly the last 12 months. So you can tell whether a keyword phrase is on the rise or whether it is on the decline. Now, if a phrase is trending upwards, for example, your keyword phrase count might be considerably lower than your actual monthly search count in the more recent months that are higher, because these numbers down here are 12-month averages. So sometimes when you can find a new type of product or keyword phrase that has recently become popular, the monthly search count for it might be pretty low. It might be down in the 100 or 200 neighborhood, but if you hover over these graphs, you might be able to find one that is trending upwards and actually has a considerably higher keyword search volume than what they are giving you here as an average count. And when you can find those types of keyword phrases that are trending upwards and are newer keyword phrases, these are typically some of the best Amazon affiliate websites that you can build, because they're going to be easy to bring the traffic in, and there's a lot more traffic entering into the marketplace every month in these type of trending niches. So this particular trend graph right here, one more thing that you need to pay attention to is the fact that a niche could potentially be seasonal. Just to show you what I mean, I'm going to type in swimming pool right here. Now, if you look at the monthly trends for this one particular phrase, you might notice that it's higher on this end and higher on this end, but down in the middle it's pretty low. Pay attention to the actual months that it is showing you here and consider what time of the year that is, especially in your targeting location. Obviously, in the United States, you're not going to have as many people looking for swimming pools in the middle of the winter as you are in the middle of the summer, for example. So while this phrase right here says that there are 27,000 monthly searches on it, during the summer months, there's actually 40,000 searches on this particular phrase. So a seasonal phrase can sometimes trick you into thinking that it might be a trending phrase. Obviously, swimming pools are not immediately becoming more popular in the last couple of months. It's just trending upwards simply because it is a more popular time of year. You're right, it does take a few months to build a pool, Rhonda. People that are looking to perhaps have a real pool installed in their house obviously might be looking a little earlier in the season than somebody who's just looking to go out and perhaps buy a inflatable pool, something that they can just quickly put up on their own. A lot of times, springtime and then getting into early summer will be your best months for niches like that, for example. Now, beyond the Google Keyword Tool, once you have found a niche phrase, a keyword phrase that you might be interested in targeting, one of the things that you want to do is to then figure out whether there is a lot of competition for that particular keyword phrase. Typically, with your average monthly search count right here, anything above 1,000 monthly searches is probably going to have pretty high competition, because these are search phrases that other people have easily found before, and they're appealing to them because there's a lot of traffic in existence for these phrases. So typically, your best and lowest competition phrases will be the ones that are under 1,000 monthly searches. Now, again, you might have some of these that are high competition, but this is typically where you will find your lower competition phrases. So once you have a rough idea of the type of site you're going to be building and the keyword phrase that you're going to be targeting, you can bring that information over to Google itself and type that in. And just for example, I'm going to use a keyword phrase that I've actually built a website for before. You can see this website, dogcratesizes.com, right here is ranked at #1. This is a website that I personally built. When you search the keyword phrase, look at the results count up at the top to begin with. Now, initially, when you're searching the phrase, you don't necessarily need for this count right here to be insanely low. It is okay to still target a phrase that has a couple of million results, for example. But what you're really looking for are the counts that you receive for two other types of searches. One is enclosing your phrase in quotes. This means that you're looking for websites that actually have this exact phrase somewhere in the website content. This could be in the title, or it could be anywhere within the articles on the websites as well. So this right here is a general indication of how many other web pages on the internet may potentially be trying to target this particular keyword phrase. Now, here it is more important to see a lower number. Typically, I'm looking for something under 100,000 results when I'm searching for the phrase in quotes like this. Now, to take it one step further, I'm going to add the phrase all in title and a colon right in front of that and search this phrase one more time. This time, what I'm looking for on Google is I'm looking for all the pages on the internet that contain this exact phrase actually in the title of one of their web pages. And as you can see right here, there are only 533 other web pages on the entire internet that Google has indexed that are using the phrase dog crate sizes in the title of one of their pages. Now, this number right here is one of the most important numbers to pay attention to. Typically, if this number is under 1,000 results or so, it is a good indication that the niche has low keyword competition, and it could potentially be a good one to go after, especially if you have other information that is indicating the same thing. This could be information from Amazon, product reviews, best-selling products. It could also be from the eBay popular product list as well, or even from Google's keyword tool. Any indication that you have a potential to get traffic or sales out of a niche, and then you come over to Google and can verify the low competition of the niche, then it's typically a fairly safe bet to go after. The lower the number here for this all-in-title search, the lower your competition will be in general. Now, just to show you, I'm going to flip over to this website, Dog Crate Sizes, real quick, just to show you exactly what I have done here. As you can see, I use an article to start out with, but if you actually look through this article, you'll find that the phrase dog crate sizes really does not appear very frequently. It's only used a couple of times throughout the course of this entire page. My reason for doing so is you don't get a good search engine ranking by spamming your target keyword phrase over and over and over again. You get a good ranking by building a website that is about your target keyword phrase. So while you would use your target keyword phrase a couple of times perhaps throughout the course of an article or a website, the actual content on the website needs to not just repeat that keyword phrase over and over again, but actually talk about it. Now, with this keyword phrase, for example, dog crate sizes, just think about what your keyword phrase actually means, and then try to build a web page surrounding that keyword phrase where you're actually teaching people about that concept. Now, this is another one of the key things that I like to do when I'm building my Amazon affiliate sites. I'm not just simply building a site to refer a sale on a product. If all you do is build a site that has just a page for every different product you want to promote and all you're doing is reviewing and trying to refer sales on those products, you'll find that your success rate is fairly low. You'll get really low conversion rates even if you can bring in a lot of traffic to your sites. So what I have done with my sites as a way to get around this obstacle is, instead of trying to force your sales upon your website visitors, try to help them instead. Try to figure out what it is that they are looking for. When somebody goes to a search engine and they're typing in a keyword phrase, 9 times out of 10, they're not immediately looking to buy something. They're looking to learn something. So what you want to do is to be the middleman, put yourself in the right position to pick those people out of Google, to teach them what it is that they want to learn, and in the process you can help to guide them along to purchasing the right product for their situation. Now, just to give you a real-life example, on this site, dog crate sizes, I have actually done some research into this niche and figured out that a lot of people really aren't sure of what size of a dog crate to buy for their dog, dependent upon their size. So this was one of the primary focuses of my website. You can see a little further down here on the page that I have these different sections that state the sizes of the crates, the weights, the different styles perhaps that they come in, and I've even included some custom graphics along with them just to indicate a general size of the dog. So people could visit this page and quickly be able to figure out which one of these they might need to click on. I have a Cocker Spaniel, for example. This is actually a silhouette of my actual Cocker Spaniel dog on this website. But if I was just a website visitor coming to this site and had a Cocker Spaniel and wanted to get a dog crate for him, I would quickly identify with this section right here and click on it and move on to the next part of my web page that is actually reviewing and promoting a type of product that I might be interested in. So this is how you can not only satisfy your need to refer sales on products so you can obviously earn commissions and make it worth your while to build these websites, but then you're also satisfying the needs of your website visitors on top of that and actually providing them with the information that they are looking to find. And this helps you build a level of trust with these people since you're not actually going to get a chance to meet them or speak with them in person. So the content on your site is how you're building that level of trust with them. And this is something that I have found to be very, very important, and it makes a major difference when it comes to building my sites. Now, just to show you one other example here, I don't want to make you think that dog crates, how do I create those dog pictures? I do Photoshop also, RC. I actually will just take a standard picture of a dog, for example, and go into Photoshop and essentially change it to all black and white and turn the actual dog itself into a silhouette and then just wipe out the rest of the background. There are graphics out there that already exist. I could take just a second and actually show this to you. If you go over to Google and do an image search for something, I could type in dog crate sizes, and you can see that some other people have used a silhouette. This is actually kind of where I got the idea from to use these silhouettes on my page. But then up at the top here, under, I thought they used to have it up at the top here. I know you can do it through the side. If you go over to advanced search, down at the bottom, you filter things by a license. You can actually pick out the images from Google that are actually labeled as being free to use or share. Use these as your base graphics, for example. And then you could take those graphics and modify them yourself, or perhaps have somebody else modify them. You can get really quick, easy, simple graphics work done on sites like Flippa, for example. I suppose I'm a little lucky in that regard. My actual college education actually revolves around computer graphics. I actually went to school for computer animation, so that just happens to be why I know how to do stuff with Photoshop. But then there are plenty of other ways that you can go about getting this. You're welcome, RC. Thank you very much for your comments. Pat, I'm glad you get it. Pat says, this webinar answers so many questions I've been trying to figure out. You're very, very welcome, Pat. Glad it's been helpful for you. Now, let's see. I was going to show you guys this one other website real quick before I actually move on to teach you a few other things here. This website, Bass Guitar Brands, I haven't looked at where it actually stands in the Google rankings in a while, I don't believe, but here we go. I'm number 1 still. As you can see, I'm actually ranked above nationally known guitar websites. For example, guitarcenter.com. I don't know if you guys know anything about guitars or not. I play guitar also, not a bass guitar. I play electric guitar. But Guitar Center is like a major national retail outlet for guitars, and so for me to be able to top guitarcenter.com should really indicate that I have done something correct here in terms of my ranking strategies. And one other thing that I should point out about these sites that I'm showing you guys, these are not brand new websites that I just threw up yesterday. I'm not using any kind of Google loophole or some type of trick that I have figured out to essentially fool Google into giving me good search engine rankings. These are sites that a lot of them that I built as far back as like 2010 or 2011, and they still to this day have number 1 Google rankings. And the reason for that is because Google actually appreciates the content that I put on my websites. And this brings me to my next point. The content that you're building on your websites. And this also kind of goes back to the very, very beginning where I was talking about those diehard marketers that sell you those products that are deceiving in a way, because a lot of these products will build automated content for you. And this sounds great. Why would I want to spend hours or days writing all of these articles for my websites when I can just click a button and have it all done for me? Well, the good reason why is because that automated content is not going to provide you with any type of long-term success. Even if you happen to get lucky with automated content and get a good search engine ranking, come back a year from now and tell me that you still have that great search engine ranking, and I will reconsider my views on automated content. But I have yet to find any automated solution like that that is going to not only get you good Google results a month from now, but also will retain those results from you a year or 2 years or 5 years from now. Because ultimately, when you're spending the time to build these sites, you want them to stick around for years to come. That way, you can build one site at a time that is producing an income for you, and after a couple of years, you might have dozens of sites out there, each earning hundreds of dollars a month for you. And this is really how you can build Amazon sites into being a full-time income. What's a good way to maintain good links? Are you referring to backlinks coming into your website, Andrew? Okay. Backlinks are actually the least important aspect of my entire Amazon site building strategy. I will build a couple of backlinks to each of my sites, but my primary focus with those backlinks are to go for highly reputable major websites, like get a link on Google+, get a link on Facebook, get a link on YouTube, for example. But in terms of going around and like leaving comments on websites and punching in a link for it there, you're really not going to do a lot of good for your sites that way, especially if you're depending on backlinks to get rankings for a website that has automated content, for example. There's really only so much that you can do. 10 years ago, you used to be able to simply flood a website with backlinks, and no matter what was on that website, it would get good search engine rankings. But it simply isn't the case anymore. The content has to be there first for everything else to fall into place for you. So in that regards, I really don't do a lot in terms of maintaining my links. I simply go out there and get a couple of reliable links from the very beginning that I know are going to be quality links and will remain to be quality links far into the future, and then I just simply don't worry about everything else or trying to constantly update my links elsewhere. Good LSI keywords on site? I'm not quite sure what that question is. I do use LSI keywords. LSI keywords is essentially semantic keywords, which is kind of what I was referring to when I was mentioning that you want to build your Amazon site and write your content to be about your subject instead of actually just repeating your subject over and over again. For example, with bass guitar brands, you don't want to just be saying bass guitar and bass guitar brands this and bass guitar brands that. I've actually gone through and built a page for a number of different bass guitar brands. So this is these are all essentially semantic keywords of my primary keyword phrase because they all relate to this term. Collectively, all of these together are bass guitar brands. Let's see, Stan, besides good content, my top focus is typically research. Making sure that my sites that I have picked to build are actually going to be profitable websites for me. And beyond that, then I focus on my content, and from there, I really feel like everything kind of falls into place. I find that my marketing efforts are not necessarily needed. I can do more marketing on my websites to continue to boost traffic on them, but I've also found that just simply the research and the content in the beginning can get you at least some traffic to start with. And in a lot of cases, it can be enough traffic to actually sustain your site and to make it profitable for you. You're right, Sasmi. I don't use video. On these sites, at least, I do have some sites where I use video, but it really just kind of depends on the site. I don't like to make essentially useless videos, and I don't really reuse videos that are already out there in existence. But then if there is a situation where I can perhaps maybe I already own a particular product that I want to promote, or maybe it's even an affordable product. You can actually go to a store and purchase a product that you want to promote on your website and then record yourself doing like an unboxing review of that product. Put that on your website, put it on YouTube, and link everything up together. And it can be a good strategy to use to bring in traffic to your site and to produce sales, but it's not a tactic that I feel like has to be used on every website. It's more of a tactic that I feel like I like to use when it feels right for me, when I feel like I can actually produce a quality video that will help people. Bill was asking, I recommended a product earlier today in email called Jewelry Clone. The thing is, I do recommend some automated products, and the point is to not go out there and grab every automated product. But if there is an automated product that is in a niche that you are considering going after, it is okay to use automated content, but the key difference is you want to make sure that you are also including your own unique content along with it. Any automated products that I ever recommend, I really don't recommend using them just by themselves. It's something that you would need to take and build upon to get the best results out of, in my opinion, at least. However, with the clone products, actually, they do continually provide new content and product information in there. So in that regard, it is a mile better than most of the other automated products that are out there because they are continually updated. Let's see. Sonia says, as a totally new affiliate, where is the link that sends readers to Amazon so I get commissions on the Bass Guitar Brand's website? Well, none of them are actually on the main page. On some of the secondary pages here, I will have like a comparison chart essentially that is reviewing these products, and then these links will direct you along to Amazon. Let's see, can you talk a little bit about the type of themes that are better for Amazon purposes? Sure. The next thing that I'm going to get into for you guys is I'm actually going to pull up a WordPress website. Now, this WordPress website is downcomforterguide.com. I have not actually gotten around to completing this site in terms of an Amazon affiliate yet, but it's actually something that I'm going to be building live through these webinar programs starting in early August. But for now, I'm going to be using this site just so I can show you a couple of different of my personal preferences when it comes to creating and setting up Amazon affiliate websites, for example. Pat was asking about themes. I'm assuming you're talking about WordPress themes. My favorite theme to use on almost any WordPress site is called Weaver 2. Weaver 2 is completely free. You can find it by simply going into WordPress. You go to Install Themes, and then simply search for your theme right here. Just type in the name, Weaver, And there's actually two that will come up. This is the original Weaver, and this is Weaver 2. Weaver 2 just offers a lot more theming choices, especially pre-built theme designs. Just to show you really quickly here, an example of what this theme can do, you have all of these sub-themes here that are built into Weaver, and you can just simply select one of these themes and set it on your site and quickly change, the overall design of your website. So this is one theme that I feel like can offer a wide variety of website designs. So I can pick one of these that I like, and then I can actually go through and change the minor details of the site through all of these different options right here. See, you can change like the colors in fonts, layouts, your menu colors. Pretty much any colors that are used on the site you can easily change using this Weaver 2 theme. So it's a theme that I find myself using on most of my websites. You may also notice down here that there is a pro version of the Weaver 2 theme. I've never purchased it. It does offer even more features, but I honestly don't feel like there is a need for the pro version unless you're specifically looking to do something that it won't let you do in the free version. But honestly, I've found that all the customization that I am typically looking to do on a WordPress site can be done with just the free options that are available. So for that reason, this is a theme that I also commonly recommend to other people to use, because I feel like it just works for a wide variety of situations. And then you can go in and easily set a new header background image by simply uploading your own image file to your site, or you could use a blank image or one of these default images and simply have the name of your website printed out in your header area instead. So there's really a ton of different aspects about Weaver that can be customized. Now, when you first set up a brand new WordPress site, there are a few things that I always go and do first before I move on to actually building my website. Now, some of these things are found over here in the WordPress settings. On the general page, you obviously want to make sure you're setting your title and your tagline here, because those will typically be used on your public website. Now, another thing that I will often do is I don't like the way WordPress typically creates a blog-style website where they're simply listing each of my different posts one after another on the home page. What I like to do is to create my own customized home pages. And I'll do this by simply creating a WordPress page, and then in the reading settings of the site, you can simply set one of your pages as a static front page instead of having the standard blog post listing. Like on this site, dog crate sizes, this is what I have done here. Instead of listing all the blog posts, I've created my own custom page that has some content, and then everything down here at the bottom is actually some custom HTML coding that displays all of this information in the way that it is displayed. I'll be getting to the Facebook link in maybe another 30 minutes or so. Sasmi, if that's okay with you. I'll be moving on to, I'm going to show you guys a few things in Facebook last tonight. So I'll be moving on, and I'll show you about the link there, and also some additional things that you can do. What was the setting after reading? Are you talking about on this page, or are you talking about further down the list over here, Rhonda? Okay, down the list. Why did Windows Explorer stop working? Hold on just a second, guys. Not quite sure what happened here. Okay, I'm good now. Okay, over here further down the list on settings, discussion, yes, this is being recorded, and I will send a link out later this evening or early tomorrow to anybody that was registered for this webinar, so you'll be able to get the recording from this entire thing so you can watch it back over. You're welcome. Thank you, RC. I'm looking forward to it as well. I'm glad you're already in that too. This will be very similar, except I will actually be building a complete website from start to finish for you guys when that starts. Now, here on the discussion page, you might have noticed, if you've ever run a WordPress site before, you might have noticed that you receive a lot of comments, but almost all the time they are simply spam comments. So I will typically close comments on all of my websites. All you have to do is simply uncheck this box right here that says allow people to post comments on new articles. If you already have some existing articles on your site, make sure you check this one too and set this to 0 days, and this will automatically close down comments on the existing articles that are on your website as well. Because 9 times out of 10, or even often more than that, probably 99 times out of 100, the people that are actually leaving the comments on your site are just spam comments. They're typically not real useful comments. So I typically just disable this from the beginning, and I don't even worry about it. Now, another thing that is extremely important to do, down in the permalinks settings of your site, you want to make sure that your settings here is set to post name. And what this is doing is on the end of your website address here, you can see that it's using an actual name for your post instead of the default, which is just using a number to represent your post. The reason why you want to use this is for search engine optimization purposes, because the title that you are setting for each of the pages on your site will then be converted into text and made into the URL for that particular page. So it helps to put your keyword phrases in your actual website addresses for you. Do I allow people to sign up to a list because most are also spam addresses? I do use some newsletter lists on some of my Amazon affiliate sites, Pat, if that's what you're referring to. Again, it kind of just depends on the situation, the type of products that I'm promoting. If I'm in a niche where I know that a customer that buys from me one time is highly, highly likely to need to return and to buy something from me again on down the road, I will try to use a newsletter list, if at all possible, to do so, because you want to have some type of ongoing contact with that customer, a way that you can reach them down the road. One particular real-life example of this is any type of website or product that you're promoting that is not a permanent product. It's a reusable or a replaceable product. Think about large battery packs for those Power Wheels cars for kids, for example, or vacuum cleaners and the replacement bags and filters and stuff that people need to purchase. There are all kinds of products like that out there in the market that people not only will go out and purchase one time, but then because it is something they need for another product they already own, they will purchase that thing over and over and over again as long as they continue to own that product. This even kind of applies with computers, like printer ink, for example. You use your printer ink. Once it's gone, what do? You go out and you buy more printer ink. So in these types of markets, I do try to use newsletter lists to position myself so I can then, a couple months later, try to get them to make another purchase through me again. Now, in addition to some of the basic settings that I use on WordPress, there are a couple of particular plugins that I find myself installing on almost every website. The main one of these is SEO Ultimate. There is also another plugin out there that's free for SEO called All-in-One SEO. If you're using that one instead of SEO Ultimate, that's not a problem. Honestly, either of them are good plugins to use. SEO Ultimate is just the one that I happened to start using a number of years ago, and it's just what I've gotten used to and have stuck with ever since. And I get good results from using it, so I simply see no need to even attempt to use the other one, just because why would I? Now in SEO Ultimate, one of the cool things about it is that all of the different parts, all the different SEO elements that it can essentially do on your website, all of that is presented as these modules, and you can enable or disable these modules as needed. For example, if you have another plugin on your site that is doing the same thing as a part of this plugin, you can simply disable part of this plugin and then let the other plugin take over that feature. One of the primary things that I will find myself doing after I install this plugin is to actually go to the title tag rewriter. And when you first enter the page, for example, going down this list right here, it'll look like this. You'll have this blog tag added to the end of each of these text boxes, kind of like this one is down at the bottom here. I'll actually go through and remove that blog tag from almost all of these. You can see I leave it on my 404 error page title. No, Andrew, it's not paid. It's a free plugin. I'll show you how to get that in just a second. What this is doing here by removing this blog tag, the blog tag represents the blog homepage title. So for example, on this website, my blog homepage might be titled Down Comforter Guide. Well, I don't want to repeat the phrase Down Comforter Guide in the title of all the other pages throughout my website, because I feel like this gets borderline being keyword spam. So I will go ahead and remove that, so only my home page is using my blog title. And then the rest of the pages of my site use their unique individual titles as well. Yes, Rhonda, as far as I have been able to tell over the years, the SEO Ultimate developers do seem to keep up with a lot of Google changes. They're constantly releasing new updates and adding new features to this plugin. So I do feel like they are still actively developing it and keeping everything up to date. Now, to get this plugin, all you have to do is on the left-hand side here under Plugins, just go to Add New and just search for the plugin right here. Just type in SEO Ultimate or even Ultimate SEO. Either one, it'll bring it up. And all you have to do is just click on the install link right here, and it'll go ahead and install it on your site. And then just click on the Activate button to ensure that it is activated there. Let's see. The next thing I'd like to show you guys is let me flip back over to this dog crate sizes site for you for just a minute. I wanted to talk to you about site structure. This is another aspect to building my websites that I feel like makes a big difference when it comes to the search engine rankings at the end. Thank you, Pat. Pat says, I have been on tons of webinars and nothing compares to this. And she says it's the first webinar with me. I have set the bar. If there's any indication of what my course will be like, I'll be registering for it. Thank you, Pat. Oh, and Andrew's gonna try out SEO Ultimate instead of All-in-One SEO, which he has used for years. I'd be curious to know what you think about it, especially since you've used All-in-One SEO for years and then we'll be making the switch over. I'd be curious to know what your opinions might be later on in terms of the differences between the two, and maybe even if you have a couple different sites using either one, which one maybe you feel like is working better for you. The actual site structure on your web page. Now, what I'm referring to by site structure is all of the different pages that are on this website. There are not links for all of the pages directly through my menu links right here. To get to some of the pages on my website, you would actually have to go through another one of these pages first. For example, a category page for extra small dog crates. Then there are these more individual pages that can be found within that one particular category. The same thing kind of goes like I have this pricing chart here that points to different sizes of the dog crates, and these actually go to individual pages on my site that promote a specific dog crate and size. All of this structuring that I have done here is actually being done to not just make your sites easier to navigate for your website visitors, to make them more user-friendly, but this is also being done for the search engines as well. You're organizing your content so that you have some pages on your site that are only accessed through a particular page on your site, for example, and that helps to pass the power along from those insignificant pages on your site to your category pages on your site, for example. So this is how I could have a bunch of different dog crate pages, for example, link them up with one of these size category pages, and then that helps to boost my rankings for these other secondary phrases that I've used on my site as well. Now, in that same regard, the WordPress system actually has a couple different ways that you can create the pages on your site. You can create standard WordPress pages, but then there are also these WordPress posts. Now, you may have heard me mentioning categories just a couple of minutes ago. There are WordPress categories that you can use where you create a category, you give it a name, and then when you're creating the post on your site, then you're sorting all of those posts into your categories. Now, the concept behind the category system in WordPress is what I am trying to achieve on my websites. However, I really don't like the way that WordPress does this, because if you are using the categories and the post system, then you don't have complete control over everything. To show you what I mean, for example, in this WordPress page, I have created like a tutorial category. Now, when you go and you view that category on your live website, as you can see, it is a standard blog style listing where it's listing each of your posts one after the other. The actual content of this page, you don't have any control over it. So you really can't add anything extra to this page. You can't change the title. You can't add your own custom article right here. You can't even display the posts in that category in a way that you would like to. How long did it take to make the dog crate site? It looks really detailed. 4 days, LJ. Granted, it was a long 4 days. But I created the initial site in 4 days. There have been some updates over the years to it since then, but most of the major work was all done initially in about 4 days, and the site was profitable, making money every month within about 3 or 4 weeks, and has essentially I want to say it took about 12 weeks for that site to get a #1 ranking, and it has essentially held it ever since. It's bounced back and forth between #1 and #2 a couple times over the years, but it usually ends up coming back to #1 in the end. While I have spent a lot of time to build my sites in one fell swoop, like how I built this website in 4 days, this isn't something that you guys have to feel like needs to be done. If you're working a full-time job, for example, obviously you might not have 4 days where you could sit down and build a complete site, but you know, each evening that you come home from work, for example, maybe try to take an hour and sit down and build one page on your website. And then over the course of an entire month, you should be able to get an entire website built. And if you're building one website every month, after just 6 months to a year or so, you can really start to build up a decent monthly income that makes you really feel like it is worthwhile for you. And once you start to get those payments coming in, it's self-motivational at that point. Your own drive to do even better starts to kick in, and it really just kind of snowballs from there. Did I know enough to write the text to start, or does my 4 days include research for the text? That 4 days did include research for the text, Scott. While I do have a dog and I know some information about dog crates and training and all that other stuff, I don't actually own a dog crate. I don't actually have really anything that is promoted on this website, and I really didn't know detailed information about that. That's another key thing here, guys. You don't have to know about every product that you promote. Go out there and research the product. Get in your car and go down to a local retail store that sells that product. Pretend to be a customer of it and make the salesperson teach you about that product. And then come back home and write up an article about it. It can really be that simple to learn new products and to provide useful information. Let's see. Do I have a flowchart of my site design that I can share? I don't know if I've ever created one of those or not, Stan. I like the idea. I might write that down and try to do that and have that something that I could make available in the near future. I know a lot of guys that are looking to get into this type of thing. The overall concept of everything can be a little bit overwhelming at first, so think something like a flowchart or a checklist, for example. I could definitely see how that could be useful. You're welcome, Stan. Thank you, LJ. Yes, the full course will be as detailed as this. Honestly, it'll probably be even more detailed, because I will actually be going through and doing all the work for you guys. The one thing that I'm not going to really do is I'm not going to sit there and type articles while you guys are watching. I'm going to go ahead and write articles ahead of time, but then I will explain what I've done in those articles and actually show you, how I put the whole site together. Yeah, that would be boring, wouldn't it, Stan? We're going to sit here for 2 hours while I type. All right, let's see. How am I doing on time here? I still got a little bit of time left. I'm going to go ahead and move on and show you guys a few things on Facebook real quick. Now, obviously, as I have talked about before, I use Google to bring in traffic to my websites through, thank you, Pat, through the keyword traffic, obviously, but then I can still do more effort beyond that and try to enhance the amount of traffic that I am getting on my website. And one of the easiest places that you can do that these days is through Facebook. Now, I haven't been using Facebook for years. I honestly avoided Facebook like the plague up until, honestly, earlier in this year. But since I have started using it more and really taken the time to go through it and to see what the possibilities are, I realized that there are a lot of really easy opportunities to get traffic to niche websites through Facebook. And the reason why is because Facebook is all broken down into likes and interests and categories and pages for you. So you can already get an indication of what other people might be interested in looking for, and you can grab those people and pull them over to your own websites. One of the easiest things that you can do, at least to get started, this can also help you, in addition to bringing in more traffic to your site, it can also help you to kind of build up a name for yourself within a particular niche, for example, is to create a Facebook group. Now, when you create a Facebook group, you're essentially creating a new Facebook wall where not only you but other people who have joined the group can go in and make comments, have conversations, post whatever you feel like posting. But by being the person that actually created that group, you're in control of everything. You can keep other people from posting advertisements in your group while allowing yourself to do so, for example. And people will actually go out there and search out groups themselves. Now, what you can do, go up into the search bar up here, and I'm just going to type in dogs, for example, just to give you an idea of what is out there. Now, when you just search the phrase, you're going to get a ton of different results. A lot of them will be fan pages and things like that. But what I'm actually more interested in are the Facebook groups. The Facebook groups, as you can see, here is a dogs group, which is an open group, which means that they will essentially approve anybody to join their group. So you could actually join it and go and interact with these 4,000 other members that are all interested in dogs. And then you have all these other groups. This one has 5,000 people. This one has 3,000 people in it. So, and honestly, there's tons more. You can continue within these general niches like dogs, for example. You could probably find hundreds of different Facebook groups that have people in them that are engaged in active conversation and are interested in a specific type of niche, which if you're promoting products in that niche or you have a website, then you can then bring people over. Maybe not even directly, invite them to join your own dog Facebook group, for example, and then within that group you can send your people along. Now, another thing is you can actually use Facebook advertising. Just really quickly, I want to talk to you guys about Facebook advertising and show you something here. With your Facebook ads, you can do a variety of things, such as oh, you know what? I'm not going to be able to show you this in this browser. Hold on just a second. I need Google Chrome real quick. The reason why I'm using Google Chrome here is because there is actually a part to the Facebook advertising system that is only available to use using Google Chrome. So that is my reasoning here for switching browsers on you guys, and I want to show this to you real quick. Now, down here on the left-hand side, you have this link called Power Editor. This Power Editor is what you actually need to use Google Chrome for. You can't use Firefox and the Power Editor, for example. Now, what the Power Editor lets you do is to actually create audiences for your advertising campaigns. This thing's still downloading all of my existing advertising before I can show this to you guys. Let me flip back over to this other browser here while that's working. The custom audiences, the whole point surrounding that is you have these groups, for example, and then you have all of your members in these specific groups. This group has 4,000 members. Now, once you're actually joined up with the group and you're a member of it, this 4,000 member text right here will actually turn into a clickable link. You can click that link and then actually look at all of the members that are contained within that one group. Now, each Facebook user has an ID number. If you can see the very bottom left-hand corner of my screen, when I'm hovering over this link right here, there is a long number that starts with the number 10,000. ID is equal to 10,000, blah, 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 a whole bunch of other numbers that go with it. That is the ID number for this particular Facebook user. You can actually take a collection of all of these Facebook ID numbers. Why is this thing not done yet? And here we go. You can go into audiences right here, and you can actually create your own customized audience and use email addresses if you already know their email address that they're using in Facebook, if they're perhaps customers of yours or something. You can use the user IDs. These are the numbers that I was talking to you about just a minute ago. All you have to do is just create a text file and list these ID numbers one after the other one, and you can build these custom audiences. And then when you're creating your Facebook advertising, you can actually promote a specific advertisement to a list of audiences. For example, I've done this with some of my advertisements before right here. You can see that I'm promoting this particular advertisement only to these particular Amazon affiliate audiences that I've created. But the key thing to remember is that without creating these audiences, I might not have been able to target these people any other way like that. How can you copy the number if it disappears as soon as you move your mouse? Well, there's some different ways. The easiest way that I can show you how to do this, let me show you this real quick. You go to the profile page here. You can see sometimes it might actually already be located within the URL for their name. However, let me see if I can find another one that is not. Okay, this one is not. This particular person right here, you see there is no number up here. What you can actually do is, let's see, what's the word I type in? It's not group, it's graph. You type in graph. Let me reverse that for you guys so you can see this a little more clearly. Visit somebody's Facebook page. Once you're on their Facebook page, on their wall, highlight the www in the address right here and just type in the word graph. Now when you go to this page, it's going to give you information about this user. You can see the ID is right here up at the top, but you could also see their name off of here or find out their gender. If you're looking for people only for specific countries, you can even pay attention to the locale down here and try to pick out only your U.S. members, for example. Yeah, that is pretty cool, Will. So you could go through and collect these IDs right here and make yourself a list of them. Really, even only having a list of a couple hundred of these IDs that are highly targeted to your niche can really turn into a pretty decent advertising campaign. A couple hundred people for an audience is plenty enough to be able to bring in some traffic for you. Now you could promote your own websites, or you could even promote, for example, your Facebook group. If you have created a Facebook group about a particular topic, instead of just sending people to your website and hoping they buy something and then they're gone forever, try to get them to join your Facebook group so you could then promote to them over and over and over again in the future without having to spend money on advertising. Using this method by creating your custom audiences, you can often get really low bid amounts on your clicks, for example. You can oftentimes bid 10 cents a click or even less. I've had some instances where I'm getting my clicks for 1 or 2 pennies for every click, and obviously then I could, if you can drive 100 people to a Facebook group for a penny per person, then it doesn't matter if only 5 or 10 of those people end up signing up for it, which is just a rough example number. Even if it's the advertising is performing very poorly, if you can send 100 people for $1 or $2, it makes it obviously pretty reasonable to do. Yes, you use the custom audiences, Pat. I use them all the time for Amazon affiliate type of stuff, and also for even general advertising for like products that I am developing as a marketer. I sometimes even will run these freebie webinars and pick up people for those through these Facebook ads and the custom audiences as well. You can even, now getting into webinars is a little bit more of an advanced topic, but on down the line, if you do have a good audience for yourself for a particular niche, you could even run webinars for those people and, to teach them about specific topics, and then maybe to show them how to use something in particular, and then try to get them to complete a purchase on that after the end. Now, the links on Facebook. What you will actually need to do to be able to give yourself a link on Facebook is you can do it through your profile, or you could also create your own separate page. For example, create a I have a page that I use for my business, but you could also create these type of fan pages for specific Amazon niches, for example. So let me pull up my profile. I want to say it's in my profile that I have the link. Yeah, here we go. In your contact information, you can provide a website address right here to use as a link, and this link will end up getting indexed for you. And you're not gonna get major benefits by having these links here, but I do feel like in this day and age, with everything being centered around social networking, I do feel like Google is looking to see that your sites are connected up with social networks in some way, form, or fashion, because it's kind of like a validation for them in a way. Kind of a way that they have used to help to weed out sites that are spamming. Thank you, Pat. Pat says my daughter's so cute. Yeah, she likes dancing. Let's see, I feel like I'm missing something here. Let me take a look back on my notes real quick just to make sure I'm not missing something that I wanted to be talking to you guys about. Outside of creating a Facebook group, for example, you have all different types of pages that you can use. You can create fan pages like what I've done for my business, for example. And then within your business page, you can even then create all of these additional sub-pages to go along with it. Now, this is also getting into slightly more advanced topics because it might not be something that everybody can run out and do. But as you can see, I have this page set up within Facebook that I actually use to collect email addresses for something in particular. So you can use the same strategy for Amazon affiliate sites to help to bring in extra visitors for you. Now, I believe that is pretty much the majority of everything that I have planned to teach you guys tonight. However, if you have any questions in particular, I don't have any problem in revisiting some things. I've got a little bit of time here built in for just open questions and answers. So feel free to type in any questions you may have. More on site structure would be good. Okay. What I will do with my site structure, let me go back to the home page of this particular site here. What I'm typically doing is everything that is on my site is actually a WordPress page. I don't use the WordPress post. So what I'm doing is creating customized pages and linking them together by using HTML. This can be simple HTML. It could be nothing more than perhaps a link that goes along with an image, for example. And you're linking up to other pages that are on your website. So what you would essentially want to do is, before you build your website, sit down and list all of the pages that you have planned to build on your website, and then try to organize those pages in some way that makes some type of sense and will help to aid with the navigation of your website. So all you would really need to do is then to come up with a couple different category pages that you could have on your site. You create those pages as a WordPress page and not using the WordPress category system. And then on those pages, you would then link to other product pages, for example, that are relational to that page. So people would have to navigate through the category pages on your site to get to the product pages on your site, for example. In doing this, you're essentially creating a hierarchy structure for the pages of your site, and this really does help when it comes along to getting better search engine rankings. Is there a WordPress-like product to develop Facebook pages? I'm not entirely sure about that, Scott. I typically end up doing my stuff myself, so I don't end up using a lot of software, for example, to develop my Facebook pages. I did all of those manually. Do I make a site page for my site? Steve, are you referring to a Google sitemap, for example, or are you talking about on my actual site just creating a sitemap page, for example, that basically just lists all of the different pages on my site? I will make those on my websites sometimes, but typically only, one that can be accessed. Yes, typically I will save those for sites that are larger. Usually if there are not a lot of different pages on my site or a bunch of different levels that you would have to navigate through to reach those, then I will create sitemap pages. However, I will still always create a sitemap to use with Google Webmaster Tools, for example. I recommend setting all your sites up on Google Webmaster Tools and to use that to help to track your traffic. And it also helps to give you better rankings too, in my opinion at least. Let's see, Pat, I won't be able to make 2 sessions of the masterclass. They will be taped. Yes, for people that end up joining my full training webinar courses, if you are not able to attend one of the sessions and you find that you have questions later on, I don't have a problem if you guys contact me outside of the webinars between weeks, for example, to get additional information. Let's see, with Keyword Planner, is there still a way to access broad match types? No, Laura, I don't believe there is anymore. I'm wanting to say that with the new Keyword Planner, I think they have made it exact match only. I don't believe they offer a way to pull up the broad match types, unfortunately. I did like to use those two just kind of as a general reference, but unfortunately it seems like they have gotten rid of those. Do I recommend the use of WordPress responsive themes when building Amazon affiliate sites? I think it just depends on the site you're trying to build and what the theme can do for you, really, Stacy. I have not used a lot of other themes. I'm assuming you're probably talking about like commercial themes that I have seen some of those that do look really, really nice. I think it's really just a matter of what you feel like will work best for the particular niche that you're trying to target on your websites. Let's see, Pat is asking, when I do my reviews, do I outsource it, write it myself, or use anything like software that was selling recently? I honestly end up writing my reviews myself most of the time, Pat. I actually don't use outsourcing for hardly anything. Every once in a blue moon, I might outsource something if I just, reach crunch time and I can't get something done in time and need an extra pair of hands on it. But most of the time, I'm usually just out to do everything on my own. That way, I feel like if, for example, let's say you pay somebody to write content for your websites for you. If things were to change in that industry after a year or two, let's say, for example, you have a site on computers. Whatever articles are there now would need to kind of be updated after a year or two. So by learning that information yourself, I feel like it also leaves you in a position to be able to do future work on your sites a lot easier. Whereas I feel like once you start outsourcing, you're kind of stuck outsourcing all the time. Let's see, Bernie, I'll check on that for you, Bernie. Sorry about that. Any other questions that you guys have? Feel free to ask at any time. After tonight, I'm actually going to be running a series of 12 more of these Amazon coaching webinars. And in these 12 webinars, I'm actually going to build a complete Amazon affiliate site for you guys from start to finish. Everything from, the research to the actual site construction to even marketing the site. Each of these webinars, of those 12 webinars, they'll each be about 2 hours apiece. And I also create an ebook guide to go along with each webinar. Now, these aren't little dinky checklist ebook guides. They're actually like full ebooks. For the last time I did this, not with Amazon, with a different subject matter, most of my ebooks ended up being between 20 and 35 pages a piece. This is for each one of the webinars. So there will actually be 12 of those, one to go along with each webinar. So it's kind of a follow-along guide that you can use with the webinar. And then after it's all said and done, you can use them for future reference to go back and to use for more touch-up training. And then you also get all of the live webinars recorded for you, and you get permanent access to those. Now, when I build my Amazon affiliate websites, I don't make use of other stuff, other products out there that you would have to actually buy. I teach all of my methods are free methods, with the exception of minor things which I do consider to be optional, like advertising on Facebook, for example. It's really one of the few instances where I put any money into these sites. All I'm doing is buying a domain name and paying for a web hosting account, which is pretty cheap, as you guys probably know. So the only actual paid software that I use when I build my websites are my own WordPress plugins. I have 5 particular Amazon WordPress plugins that I commonly use on a lot of my sites, and I'm actually going to be including developer's license copies of all 5 of these plugins for you guys, anybody that is attending this 12 series course here. And my reason for doing so is that I don't want you to have to go out and buy anything else to be able to do what I am showing you how to do. I want you to have all the tools that you need up front to be able to do exactly what you need to get the job done. So then, as I built my own website, I encourage you guys to build your own site too at the same time throughout the course of the series. So by the time you're finished, you should actually have a completed Amazon affiliate site just like mine, and have it earning some type of monthly revenue for you. And then my last training session in this whole series, I'm actually going to teach you guys how to sell completed Amazon affiliate sites. I've done this numerous times before in the past myself. I've actually registered a domain name, and 6 weeks later to the day, I had a completed website up on that domain name that was making a monthly profit, an Amazon affiliate website. And then I turned around 6 weeks after I registered the domain and sold it for $3,000. Now, granted, not every Amazon affiliate website is going to sell for $3,000, but they said, whoa, it's about to storm out here. But it just goes to show you that if you build an Amazon affiliate site that is making some type of monthly income, it is extremely easy to find somebody to buy that website from you. A lot of times people will take the monthly income of a website, multiply it by 18, and that's typically the price that these website buyers are willing to pay for your Amazon site. So instead of sitting around for the next year and a half and collecting the monthly payments to make that kind of money, you could just build a site and quickly cash it out if you wanted to. Obviously, you would need to continue to build new sites like that to be able to continue to make that kind of money every month. But then other people just choose to build their sites one at a time, hold on to them, and then build a larger income each month by adding new sites onto it. So if you guys would like to join me for this upcoming 12-class Amazon coaching series, I've added the link to that in the chat box for you, and you can also see that address is right here on my page. For about the next 2.5 days or so, I have the price of this set to 50% off. Huge discount for everything that you're getting included, and it's honestly a steal of a deal. So I highly recommend that you guys check this out and come and join me for these training sessions if you are interested in learning more as an Amazon affiliate. And even if you decide not to go on and join these training courses with me, it's quite all right. I still hope that you picked up some useful information tonight that you can go and apply to your own businesses. Laura, yes, deleting unused plugins from your site can help to speed up the loading time of the site. If you have WordPress sites, plugins that are activated on your site that you are not actually using, maybe you installed it just trying to test it out, for example, and you didn't end up using it, but it's just sitting around, then you do want to go ahead and deactivate those off of your site, because that code is still getting loaded for that plugin every time your site is accessed, whether it's actually being used again. Let's see, this Amazon course that I am talking about, this is going to be starting in early August. Each of the 12 sessions are roughly 6 days apart. I didn't want to stretch it out and have it lost too horribly long in terms of, you know, from the beginning to the end of the course. But I also didn't want to pile all of these up for example, one day after the next and try to move through all this in 12 days, because I don't think the average person has enough time to keep that same type of pace. So I have set them each 6 days apart, so you can have a little bit of time to work on each phase of the process as we go along. So the initial start date for it will actually be on August the 9th, about 2 weeks or so away. Let's see. Peter is asking if I can put my Facebook links up again. I don't think I can do that without resetting my slideshow here. I'll punch those into the chat box for you here, Peter. This link right here is my Facebook business page for my WordPress plugins. This is my personal Facebook page. Just join me and send me a friend request there if you want to keep in touch, for example. And then I also have the Amazon Facebook group, which this is a new group. I have really not done too much with it yet, but I do welcome people to come into that group, especially while I'm just working on getting it started. And feel free to ask me questions that you might have, and I'd be more than happy to go to that group. Of course, I provided the wrong link. Sorry about that. There's the link for the Facebook group, not the previous one. I was thinking Facebook used subdomains for their groups and not a subdirectory. Yes, Jason, I will cover some trademark, copyright, legal information in that course, in the 12-session course. Amazon does have a number of different requirements and restrictions that they are looking for their affiliates to follow. Now, 9 times out of 10, if you break one, they're not going to immediately ban you as an Amazon affiliate. But if you get to the point where you're making a reliable monthly income with Amazon, you want to be absolutely positive that you're not violating any of those rules, because they can decide to single you out if you decide to, if you start making a lot of money, for example. They can definitely single you out and say you're not following this rule of ours, and they can close your account down, and legally speaking, they could technically even try to recover past earnings if they have been earned in violation of their rules, for example. So I will be touching on some of that stuff in this series to ensure all of you guys are building your sites properly. Let's see, Rhonda is asking about my 5 plugins that are included. What are the functions of these plugins? The first plugin is called Product Style. Product Style is a full-featured Amazon plugin. It builds advertisements. These are actually the advertisements that I've used on parts of this dog crate sizes page, for example. They're product information advertisements, so it includes like the price information to go along with the product, and it automatically creates your affiliate links for you. It pulls all that information in from Amazon to put into your advertisements. But then it also allows you to completely customize your advertisements. So you get to choose what information is showing up in the advertisements. And you're choosing the design of the advertisements, colors, the whole 9 yards. And then you can even take those advertisements and combine them into comparison charts that offer the same type of flexibility. Now the next plugin is called Upsellazon. Upsellazon you install it on your site, and it automatically looks on each page of your site to see what Amazon product you're promoting. And then it looks on Amazon and tries to find accessories for that product. For example, if you're promoting a TV on your website, then it might go out and find some cords that are specifically for that TV. Maybe it'll pick out like a DVD player or something that goes along with it, and it will list those in separate advertisements for accessory ads to try to help and boost your sales for each product. Now, the next product is called Extendazon. Extendazon is an Amazon shopping cart plugin. What it actually does is when you click on a product on your website, instead of that link taking you directly to Amazon to look at the product information page, Extendazon adds that product into a shopping cart on your website that actually shows up like in your sidebar, for example. And then when people have added all the products to their shopping cart that they want, they click the checkout button, and it takes you along to Amazon to complete a purchase for all of those products together instead of just trying to sell one individual product. And a major benefit to that is that using that particular system, it uses a 90-day cookie life instead of the standard 24-hour cookie life that Amazon typically uses for their affiliate links. When somebody clicks on an Amazon link on your site and goes to Amazon, they have 24 hours to complete a purchase on that product in order for you to get a commission for it. Even if they come back 1 minute after that 24-hour time period and buy the product, Amazon keeps the commission for themselves. So the shopping cart system that Extendazon creates is a way that you can get around that, and once those products are put into an Amazon shopping cart, you actually get a full 90 days to have the person complete their purchase, and then it will give you credit for it. So I personally feel like it offers a way to recover commissions, essentially, that you're probably already earning, but Amazon's probably keeping because they were probably after the 24-hour time period. Now, the next plugin is called Daily Dealazon. What Daily Dealazon actually does, if you remember me talking about back on the Amazon website here, the deals that are right here, these gold box deals, are actually picked up by Daily Dealazon, and you can provide a category, for example, or a keyword phrase that is used to pick out specific gold box products for you, and then it will automatically promote those products on a page of your site. And it uses a live countdown timer along with it to help to instill a sense of urgency to complete a purchase on that. So Daily Dealazon is a way that you can promote these gold box deals automatically without having to revisit this page every week or two and refresh your deals. Yes, LJ, if somebody clicks on your link, you still get credit if they buy something you're not promoting. Somebody clicks on your link and goes to Amazon, and then they decide they don't want that product, but then maybe they continue to search through Amazon to try to find the right product that they did want to purchase. As long as they complete that purchase within the time frame for your Amazon affiliate cookie, then you will get credit for those sales. So if you have ever seen random sales on your affiliate account for products that you're obviously not promoting, that's where those typically come from. So the more people you're sending to Amazon and the longer of a cookie life that you have for those people, then statistically you have the best chance of getting commissions, even if it's not on things that you're not promoting. It's actually pretty easy to get approved as an Amazon affiliate, Clark. All you really need to do is just set up one website if you haven't already applied with them, and just answer their questions that they have in their application, and just make it apparent that you're essentially wanting the Amazon ads to help and enhance your website, to make it better for your website visitors, not necessarily just to monetize your website. Those were the options that I selected years and years ago when I first applied, and I've encouraged other people to select those same options, and I've never had anybody mention that they were not able to get approved by doing so. Let's see. Rhonda, I have one last plugin to explain. ComboZon is the last plugin. ComboZon is actually used to take numerous different products that are on Amazon and to combine them all together into a single advertisement. So you're actually not just promoting one advertisement with an affiliate link, you're actually promoting like a group of products all together. The idea behind ComboZon is to give you some new opportunities that you can use to target products. For example, let's say you're building a website, even the website that I have up here that I've been talking to you guys about, dog crate sizes. I could actually go through for each size of dog, for example, and come up with a collection of products that would be good for that size of dog. And instead of just trying to sell them a dog crate for their dog size, then I could actually try to sell them a complete product package that included that dog crate, but then maybe it also had a bed and some toys and some other stuff like that. So it gives you, number one, a way to get new traffic with new keyword phrase targeting by targeting packages, for example, maybe even some type of like a beginner set. Like if you're building a website about hunting, create a beginner's hunting package, and then you could have an intermediate hunting package and an expert hunting package, for example, or maybe even different hunting packages that apply to different types of hunting. I don't actually do hunting, so I honestly can't go into more detail about that. But within any given niche, I'm sure that there would be a wide variety of different combinations of products that you could put together and promote as one package deal, for example. Yes, it's okay, Jay. I am recording this webinar. I'll be posting a replay of that either later this evening or really early tomorrow. So you will be able to watch the complete replay from this. You're welcome, Jay. You should get that notification through GoToWebinar once I add that webinar replay onto there. Let's see. I've got somebody asking about Amazon having fixed percentages or max dollar amounts for certain types of products. I think their reasoning for doing that is actually because of the type of product that it is. For example, with computers, they actually limit you to, I want to say it's a $25 commission that you can actually earn on those promotions, and then they don't even increase the fixed percentage payout for those types of products. The reason why they're doing that is, number one, it probably has a lot to do with profit margins. I don't think there's as large of profit margins in certain industries, such as computers, as there are in other industries. And then I think it's also a popularity thing. They know that computers will commonly be purchased online, And they also know that computers are commonly a high dollar value product. So they're trying to eliminate easy sales, I would think, that would result in, perhaps $100 or more commission for one single sale. Personally, I actually will avoid promoting their products that have fixed percentages or maximum commission payouts for certain types of products, unless I have a really good reason to do so. For example, with computers, you might not necessarily want to completely avoid computer products, for example, but at their commission rate, which I think is like 4% for computers, calculate what a computer price would be that delivers a $25 commission into your pocket, and then just simply promote products that are that value or less. That way, you're not actually being robbed of any commissions from selling higher dollar value products. Because obviously, the higher dollar value a product is, the harder it's going to be to sell. So you do need a commission that is going to balance all that out for you. There's no point in promoting a product that is going to be really hard to sell when your commission on it won't be that great. Yes, RC, I will be covering some HTML essentials in the upcoming Amazon Masterclass, especially for example, like what I've done on my homepage here, how I've created this custom HTML as like a category introduction area on my site. I will be telling you guys how I accomplished this and giving you some information there. Let's see, Linda and one other person, Rhonda. Linda and Rhonda asking for a way to get in touch with me. If you could, send me an email to that address right there. That is my primary email address. I do have a lot of different email addresses. Some of my email accounts for some of my older plugin websites, for example, are so horribly overrun with spam mail that it's extremely hard to pick out actual customer emails from those accounts. So I'm in the process of trying to move everything over to just use one email account, which is this email that I've entered in here for you guys. Linda, if you'll send me an email through there, I'll make sure that that link gets fixed for you. And Rhonda as well, contact me through that email. That's not for my support tickets. That just goes directly to me. So that may be the easiest, quickest way to get in touch. Not a problem at all, Linda. I completely understand. Sorry about that for any inconvenience it may have caused for you. Yeah, just send me an email there, and I'll get that fixed for you tonight, Linda. Any other questions, you guys? I think I've gone through and answered everything that's in here. Oh, thank you, Linda. I appreciate your comments. Thank you very much. You're very welcome, Pat. Thank you as well. I appreciate the kind comments. I do this stuff for you guys. I want you guys to be able to learn stuff, even if you never spend a penny with me. You know, it's not what it's all about. Like, I don't need a sale from every single person out there. And obviously, if you guys aren't making money, then you never have any money to come and buy something from me with. So my number one goal is to help you guys make money. And obviously, then you'll realize that I know what I'm doing, and you'll come to me in the future when you need something. You're quite welcome, Bernie. Thank you for your comments. Thank you too, Stan. Thank you, Greg, and thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate all of your comments, you guys. Thank you, Greg, for saying it was excellent material and well presented. Thank you also, Abbott. I appreciate your comments tonight throughout the session as well. And I'm glad you guys all found it to be informative and helpful. And anybody has any more questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you before I go ahead and call it a night. You're welcome, Laura. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hope you have a great night. Thank you, Sasmi. I look forward to seeing you there as well. Thanks for all of your comments tonight.